Hello. This is a local elections broadcast on behalf of myself, Lloyd, Bowen, and Julien Speed for the Swale Borough Council elections 2023 for the Teynham and Lynsted ward. Lloyd, Bowen, and Julien Speed protecting our community and green spaces. Next week, on Thursday, the 4th of May, you, the electorate in Teynham and Lynsted ward, will be going to the polls to select who you want to represent you at Swale Borough Council for the next 4 years. Julien, I hope that it will be ourselves to represent you. But the main thing is for people to actually go and cast their vote. And this is a short presentation to help clarify a couple of things that's been going on with the election. One of the flyers that's been circulated by one of the candidates was saying about that the budget for Swale Borough Council this year that was supported to save the money for the Citizens Advice Bureau. That's not quite true. When the original budget that was proposed by the coalition of the Greens, the Liberal Democrats, Labour and the Independents would have seen the funding for the Citizens Advice Bureau and Swale Community Voluntary Services cut. And had it not been for a couple of motions by my Conservative colleagues that drew funding from developers for the provision of bins on their new builds to then use that to fund and retain the funding for those two services. If we hadn't agreed that, and I'm so glad it was agreed across the council, then those two services would have had their budgets cut. So back to the actual election next week. On the 4th of May, you get to decide who's going to govern and represent you at Swale Borough Council for the next 4 years. The polls open at 7 o'clock in the morning and close at 10 o'clock at night. There are 2 councillors for the Teynham and Lynsted ward. And because of that, you have, as the electorate, up to 2 votes to select who you want to represent you within the council chambers. And the results will be known on Friday the 5th of May of who you have chosen. The polling stations across the ward are shown on the screen now. So if you're in Great East Hall, you will go to the Lakeview Village Hall or Village Hall, Bapchild Village Hall for those in Tong. Lynsted and Norton will go to the school where there'll be a mobile unit in the school car park. Norton, you have the Village Hall there, and those in Teynham and Conya will go to the Teynham Village Hall. If you haven't sent your postal vote in before the 4th of May, you can also take that to the polling station and hand that in. But don't forget that this year, if you're going to vote in person, you will need to take a form of identification with you. And these are listed on the screen. Please don't be caught out by this, as I don't want people to turn up at the polling station and have to be turned away and not be able to cast their vote because they've not taken an identification with them. So please remember to take one with you. As a reminder, Julien and I are working on the issues that matter to you, the residents, the people who we wish to represent. And we will put the interests of residents and the environment first. We will continue to lobby for the return of the GP surgery to Teynham and for better health provision. It is not acceptable that people are having to travel to the Memorial Hospital when we used to have 2 GPs in the village. And we will continue to oppose excessive development on greenfield sites, and where new housing is needed, and it is needed, we will fight for homes to be affordable and built in the right place. Places which add to the area, not destroy it, and adds benefit to those who are already here and not to the developers. I can't sit here and make promises that I'm not prepared to keep. But one promise I will keep is that if I am elected, and Julien, we promise to do our absolute best for the village. And we will have the villages at our core of our heart and our decision making for the next 4 years. So on the 4th of May, you choose who you wish to represent you at Swale Borough Council. We hope it is us. We want it to be us. That is up to you. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.